Right then. This one for 4 for 4, guys. Crimes and Punishments, Sherlock Holmes, Case 4. Looks like we'll be getting another one right, as always. This series is obviously going to be popping on YouTube, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me about how good I am at solving these cases. The Abbey Grange Affair. We've got pizza on order as well, so you can join me for some pizza too. So I've literally got all angles covered right now for you guys.
The game is afoot, not a word. Into your clothes and come. I'll wait for you in the sitting room. I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade, a letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Oh, who we got in the telescope? Why is it always the BBW every time, man? This guy, man.
It's on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look. Okay, I'm going to take a look. Take. Baker Street.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B.
Okay.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Very good.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B.
E.B. Is this all we can do? Can I not open it? Address.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
Okay. My dear Holmes, I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be a most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I have found it. But I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Yours faithfully, Inspector Lestrade. Right, looks like we're on to another one.
What is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always, it appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These
I could
people
tell that.
belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the E.B. monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Ooh, Mandy, you're gonna have to rate this pizza, because last time I ordered a pizza from this place, it wasn't as good as it usually is. So we're gonna have to be really critical about this pizza. I hope that they deliver, you know. I hope they do. I hope that they deliver. Whoa.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid to raise a right.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Okay. Inspect the room where Lady... What we got here?
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall.
Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
Baron Lyndon. Why do they all look like vampires, dude?
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
What the fuck is a morning room? Who's this guy?
Lord George Brackenstall.
Lord George Brackenstall. Right. Oh, God.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself.
Oh.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting
Sherlock
Inspector
Holmes.
Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
To be fair, I look like a
am
vampire,
sorry for
don't
your
I?
loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you
It's like
that,
she's been beaten
even
up.
if I were to attempt to deny it.
So let's find out what happened last night.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
I thought the dude beat her ass, but apparently these robbers did. Okay, so what do we know so far, Mandy? Whoever punched her in the face is probably right-handed, not left-handed. So we're looking
Did
at an
these three
orthodox, not a
villains
southpaw.
steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Okay, let's have a little look. Fresh bruises. Pale cheeks. She's been locked away or something. Not introduced to sunlight much. What's that? Austrian origin. Elegant dress. Nice titties. Oh wait, that's not one. Oh. Old bruises on her hand. So things must have been rough. Oh, she's into the kinky stuff. Not a happy marriage.
You mentioned that your marriage was
Yes,
not a
Mandy.
happy one. Was there anything specific that was
Down,
troubling you?
down.
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he
Ooh.
suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
You have old bruises.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you? Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your ladyship?
Okay, that's really interesting. Inspect the dining room.
Oh, what a horrible...
Let's talk to Teresa then.
I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
Do you think she got punched up and fought back?
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate.
Maybe
And
a
I thought
dual
nothing of
murder.
it at the time.
This could be a dual
Oh, no.
murder.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
Let's have a little look what's going on with her then. Wrinkles. Oh, there's a stain there. Caring. She's very caring. Coffee stain. Good job, I've got a big brain and I can see all these things. Oh, what we got? Working hands. Okay. She's a bit of a grafter. She knows how to use her hands. Oh, picture. Scratches.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame. This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
Okay. Oh.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
The rock
So
of...
the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay, is that all we can get from there? I guess so. Let's have a look. We need to talk to Lady Brackenstall. Oh. Family business booming. The Randall gang is back on the street. Less than a fortnight ago, this infamous family of burglars, the Randalls, made to their appearance. Brutal, successful intrusion into the wealthier homes of Sydenham. The police are already on their trail. However, the details of the crime are being kept confidential, including that of the name of the victims. A witness was able to provide a precise description of all 3 men, and this will surely give the police a chance to complete their profile of the family delinquents. We will take a little bit of reminding esteemed readers about this highly dangerous band and to provide the full description of the development. The gang has been business for 3 sons, a father and his 2 sons. Right. So, what that lady said, if you were paying attention, guys, was the guy was broad-shouldered. Well, didn't it? She said he was broad-shouldered, but however, the elder, Jack Randall, is a man in his 40s, and he's already grey-haired while being of average height and build. He retains control over his sons, who are close in age, but very different in appearance. The first is tall and broad shoulders. Oh. And a disproportionate head. The younger brother, Melvin Randall, is somewhat weaker, constituted and skinny as a rake. But the exceptional brutal prior career they enjoy. Okay. So that doesn't...
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
So that's a little bit of why is it so identical? That doesn't bode well for me. I'm not happy with that. Why is it so identical? Has she
Lady
just read it?
Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
Your ladyship. Oh shit. Oh, one sec. Okay, Mandy, I swear I only ordered one pizza. Alright? You didn't see anything, okay? Whoa! Let's just have a look, Mandy. Let's just have a little look, see what it looks. Poggers, what do you guys think in the YouTube section about this pizza, guys? Hang on, let's just have a little look. Oh. Oh. Okay. Let's get our senses back. We're in the middle of a case. Look at what Mandy, I got pizzas everywhere. Mandy, we got. I accidentally ordered more. Right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. But, boom. The YouTube gang will be getting annoyed with us if we don't keep up doing this case. Right. Well, we need to find that password to the safe. We might have to deal with Watson as well. Okay. Right, Watson. What's going on?
The body is still in the dining room where the murder took place.
Okay. Got it.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Oof.
So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received
This
a blow
looks
to
like
his head. There are
one of the
no
nicest
apparent
slices
injuries.
on the pizza. Oh. All right, hang on.
That must be the murder weapon.
That must be it.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Ah.
Barefoot. He had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress.
Okay, he got big feet.
Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon.
Something not right here. Is that everything?
The head was cracked with the force of the blow.
Oh. Let's have a look. Oh, mantelpiece.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me. A fur trader's cabin. A fur trader's cabin.
Okay.
The death was instant.
A fur trader's cabin.
What a
A
fur
deer
trade.
hunt.
A deer hunt. A fur.
The hunting scene.
A hunting scene. Okay, what's this about?
This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
Are you guys getting some vibes there that this isn't what it seems?
These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France.
Why have these not been stolen?
A bottle of wine is missing here. An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware. Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me. This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to. A decanter standing next to the open bottle. An inseparable pair indeed.
Okay.
Chateau Calon Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear.
Do you think what I'm thinking, Mandy?
The hunting scene.
Depends.
This house
Something's a little bit odd.
Lord Brigham Brackenstall.
Something is...
Sir Warthen the Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
Tell me my idea. Well, somebody's lying there, and this is a bit of a setup. I've already got my suspicions. And there's two people in this room that I don't like the look of. But there's also something in this room that I'm in that I do like the look of. And I'm about to address this problem. Going really well, Mandy. Jim's hitting a new level. I mean, look at that slice there. There's a really good slice here. Let me get it for you. Let me get it. If you were here, Mandy, I would totally not give you this slice. This slice is like the best slice. ASMR gold for you right there. Right. Come on then, Lady Brackenschool. What are you hiding?
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
You're lying.
Ladyship.
She's a liar, man.
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered so much, she deserves some rest.
Right. So, do we need to get the hounds? I think we might need to get the hounds, right? Or do we need to do some clues? Oh! Okay. Right, that's definitely going to be the first one. There were 3 people drinking wine out of these glasses. One of the 3 probably prefers wine with beeswing. There were 2 people drinking wine out of these glasses. The remaining glass with the beeswing consisted solely of the dregs from the other 2 glasses. There's a lot of clues here we don't know. The hell is beeswing? I don't even know what that fucking thing is. What is that? We don't know, do we? I've got a feeling they might be... Well, we've already got that. Let's go back to the clues, see what else we've got. Isn't the dead body? The death of Eustace could have been due to his accidentally striking his head on the fireplace grate. Interesting. That's an interesting clue. What about this one? Okay. The death of Sir Eustace could have been due to a poker blow. I think that's what they definitely said, didn't they? So it's definitely suspicious. The knotted rope, the violent behaviour. The robbery was faked and the whole story invented in order to blame... No, it doesn't match though, does it? The robbery was faked. Violent behaviour. Nope. No. From Australia, that instantly means violent behaviour. Right, okay. Right, these are interesting things. Let's have a look at our case. We'll have to review all our case notes afterwards. Perform analysis. Right, let's go perform analysis. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Do you think there's some extra bits here? Maybe there's something in this garden that's going to tell us some clues. So give us a rundown on what's happened. Okay. Quick rundown if you're watching this on the YouTube and you're a little bit behind. Basically, this guy's been killed. There's blood on the fireplace and there's a poker there. And there's another stick. They're trying to blame it on this Randall gang. So there's 3 murderers or 3 suspects. Look, go around stealing. And apparently that's him. But this woman has got like a beaten face. Well, apparently one of the attackers beat this woman up and punched her in the face and tied her to a chair. And there's the maid who found her when she was tied to the chair. So we're about to do the analysis on this stuff. And I think we're going to be using... Yeah. So he was in bed at the time, okay? That's what they said. He's got no shoes on. He was in bed. He come downstairs. And then he was hit, apparently. Right then. Toby knows what to do.
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
Come on, Tobes.
I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
Right. So what do we do with Toby then? Investigate the murder at Abbey Grange. Inspect the room where Lady Brackenstall is resting. Collect Toby from Baker Street and follow the scent trail. Right. Oh, I guess I can be the dog, right? Is that what we're going to do? Do we travel now? Ah, there he is. There's Toby. And we've got boomer juice and loads of pizza. That's also what's going on in this case. If you like pizza and boomer juice, tell me your favorite pizza toppings.
Search, Toby.
And your favorite boomer juice. Alright. Oh. I see someone running on this game. How do you run? Controls. Lol. This game's good, isn't it? This game's good. Right, what we got here? Very good job,
The
Toby.
intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
Also, powers. Something to note.
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
Also, something to note. They didn't take some of the expensive, like, candlesticks and all this other, like, expensive wines. They only took the silverware, which is an obvious one, right? So, is it a setup?
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
Oh, we're sniffing somewhere else. Keep note, guys, of all the things we're doing there.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Something doesn't make sense here, does it? Yeah, it seems like a botched robbery.
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it? If only I had something with which I could lift that object. I need a hook.
Right, we need a hook.
If only I had...
Okay. Yeah, there's something down there. There's a shiny object. Okay, let's have a look at this wall. Okay, now I know how to run. You useless guys that didn't...
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
Okay. Right, let's have a little look at this shed. See if what's going on over here. Well,
This hook might be useful.
bingo.
This old suitcase sounds hollow. Small gardening tools, nothing of great interest.
Okay.
Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
Ah. Right, we've got our hook anyway. That's really suspicious. Oh.
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
We can... Wait. How do I put my stuff on the well? Inside well. Oh, well. Attach the hook. Alright. Oh, what we got? Fatty loot.
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
We can't link anything up yet, can we? Interesting. We've got loads of little leads, but we don't know what's going on. I definitely think it was a pretend robbery. Powers, we've got to be careful because this is exactly what they want us to think. Right. Every time we think we know what's going on, we don't know what's going on, Powers. All right.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place. Or simply the thieves
What's
wanted to
beeswing?
get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
Ah. So basically, two of the glasses that were on the table were wine from the same bottle, and then there was another one, but it was an independent bottle with bees swinging. So, what does our quest say? Investigate the murder at Abbey Grange. Inspect the room where Lady Brackenstall is resting. Right, so there's something in there that we're missing. Your silverware has
We
been...
found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You don't sound very thankful.
Your ladyship.
Your ladyship, these nuts.
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Huh. So, hang on. Is that it?
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
I thought we'd have to find an actual number. That's why I haven't gone for it yet. But never mind. Right. A medical report. Sir Eustace, your current physical and mental state is of great concern. There are several signs of hepatic decompensation. The last time that we met, your eyes were bloodshot and your skin was tinged with yellow. There is a particular odor from your breath that is common in those suffering from liver damage. Then there are lung abscesses that we have discussed. The leg cramps you have described to me are caused by what the hell? Whatever that word is, to the nervous system, which in turn is caused by excess of alcohol. That includes the tremors in your liver. Seems really hard at the time of the examination, which is a sign of evolving cirrhosis. There are also signs of ascites, fluid in the parotid gland, which are evident with your swollen stomach. The pain beneath your left rib indicates a pancreatic malady, which may lead to fatal fulminant pancreatitis. Your condition may pose a risk to others. Your excessive alcohol consumption lowers your self-control and heightens your aggression. I'm able to help you with this problem. There are a number of options.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care. It is common practice to keep one's valuables
Hey, you
in a
wanna pick
safe
stuff?
behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Right, okay. Right, so that's that done. Now let's have a look. Dialogue. Oh shit, we didn't perform analysis. Okay, we should perform analysis then. Let's go perform analysis on this rope. See what's up with that, and hopefully it will give us some more incentive. What's going on? Toby done a great job, didn't he? Finding where the killers hid that stuff. Good old Toby. Right, let's do some analysis over here. Let's examine this
Let
rope.
us see how the rope was cut. The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope. The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
That's very different. Cause I think it might be these.
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Yeah, it's a clean cut, isn't it? What else we got? Oh, a knife. Oh,
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
right. Okay. Sharp knife and knotted rope. The rope was cut once with a sharp knife and tied quickly in a sailor's knots. That could indicate that the intruder had a sailor's background. Don't believe what you can see. Hello, man. What's up? Okay. Interesting. A sailor's background. These two... Wait a minute. Didn't these two chicks, like, go to ports together?
A map of London and the surrounding area.
I think so. They did, didn't they? They went to ports. What was the port they went to? Gibraltar, weren't it? Investigate the murder at Abbey Grange. I don't even know what we've got to do next. Alcohol and a nervous disorder. What does dialogue mean? Oh, I guess maybe that means we've got to go and talk to someone. Okay. Let's have a look.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Interesting. What else we got? Violent behavior, Inspector's tale. So Yusuf was violent towards his wife. Correct. Uh-oh, what we got? So Yusuf was murdered by the one person who was visiting that night. It was he who tied up Lady Brackenstall. He is tall and strong. Interesting. I feel like we're on the case.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Right, what have you got to tell us?
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behaviour.
I feel like this is a quick one.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was specially hard for her.
I guess there's a lot of money involved. No personal life from Australia. Lady Brackenstall married Sir Eustace shortly after arriving in England and remained at home during that time. There is little possibility that she or her maid are acquainted with anyone in the country. Lady is acquainted with someone from the Rock of Gibraltar. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think? Equated with a sailor. I think it's this one. This is making sense. Yeah, I think she is. I think she's doing the dirty. Let's have a look. Oh. The person who was visiting that night was probably a sailor. Search for sailor suspects. Okay. Who do we think sailor suspects are?
Oh, what a horrible
Please leave my Mary alone.
At least we know how to run around now. Right, do you think there's... let's have a look at the pictures.
A hunter scene.
A hunter scene.
A trapper's hut.
A trapper's hut.
A trapper's hut.
What's that one?
A trapper's hut.
Okay.
A hunter's cabin. Antique hunting weapons.
This guy liked to hunt, didn't he? Huh. Hang on.
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
Okay, well we need to find out who the sailors are. Is there no more rooms? There's no more rooms. What do you think? What do you think? Maybe have a look over here again. You think there's something we missed? Something had been moved here, hadn't it? But no, I think it's good. Let's have a look around this side of the house. Ooh. Nothing to interact with here. Okay. Right, so maybe there's something in the clues that we've picked up. What do you guys think? Search for possible sailor suspects. The Rock of Gibraltar. 1893, the name of the ship and date of Lady Brackenstall had a maid's voyage from Australia. Powers to the archives. We need to see what ships were going in and out of the Gibraltar from the archives. We do need to go to the archives. Let's have a look. The Rock of Gibraltar, 1893. Rock of Gibraltar, a bulk carrier from the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, Cunard Building, James Street, London, has returned from a 6-month voyage through India, New Zealand and Australia. The ship brought to England Miss Mary Fraser, the heiress of the Fraser family owning land and tin mines in Australia. This reportedly Buchanan is presented engaged to Sir Eustace Blackenstall, one of the wealthiest gentlemen in Kent.
Here it is. The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Wait, are we... Who's the specialist? Wiggins? Fucking Wiggins.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
Fucking Wiggins. It's all about sailors, isn't it?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
3 hours later.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
Nice work, Wiggins. All right. Where is it? Hey? Where'd you put it?
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
Oh, okay. Wait. November the 7th?
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Okay. He's definitely not it.
do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case. Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days. I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case. I do not think that this sailor has...
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just clicking
I
now.
do not think that this officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
So we've got this.
I do not think that this...
We've got this Jack Crocker fella, haven't we?
I do not think that this sailor... I do not think that this sailor...
I think I've got to go through and click them though, Powers. That's what it's trying to get me to do.
I do not think... I do not think... I do not think...
Who are we looking for?
I do not think that this sailor has any... This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Crossed. We're looking for Charles W. Chili or some shit. Where's that guy? And then we can cross him off. Oh, he's a captain.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Okay. Got it.
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Okay. Wiggins. I think he's
Wiggins,
banging the wife.
could you find a way to
Mandy,
bring
why
this
do you always
Captain
think
Crocker
like these
here to
things?
us?
These big time.
Yeah.
You've watched too many adult films.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
You've not watched enough adult films?
I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why. You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her. From when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Let's have a look. Clear look, honest. Strong build. Newspaper ink. Clean booze. Sea knife.
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Do we?
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Oh, God. This is where we come to the conclusion, don't we? Captain is the killer. What do you think? Let's go through each one and see what it falls into. Okay. There were 3 people drinking wine out of these glasses. One of the 3 probably prefers wine with beeswing. There were 2 people drinking wine out of these glasses. The remaining glass with the beeswing consisted solely of the dregs from the other 2 glasses. I think there was 3 people. That's what I think. Robbery is confirmed as the motive for the crime. The criminals may have plans to return for the silverware they dumped. No, the robbery had been imitated to explain to you that the silverware was not supposed to be found. The robbery was faked and the whole story invented in order to blame the shoot on the Randalls. Yes. The death of Roosters could have been due to his accidentally striking his head on the fireplace grate. It was a poker blow. Wait. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe the maid was in on it. I think he was hit. Domestic violence. There's not really... Which? Hang on. This one's only got... It's the same, isn't it? It keeps leading this way. Surely this one's got to be it, right? We don't know the captain's the killer, though, do we? I don't know whether this one's an easy one, right? Is that it? Is that all we can look at? Hey, Maisie, what's going on? What do you think? We can speak to the lady again. Let's go speak to the lady again. Let's go have a listen. Huh. I don't know, dude. Like, that's surely got to be the right answer. Maybe it's because we got so many wrong, they've given us an easy one, right? They felt sorry for us, do you think? Surely not. I'm good, man. What about you?
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Oh, my.
Please leave my Mary alone.
I mean, everything points to this guy, right? Because it was cut by someone who was much taller. I think we've got him. Feeling really anxious. Well, do you think there's another option we could go down here? You're in hospital. What for? Defo not that. Do you not think it? You think the sailor's the culprit? I think it's the sailor, dude. It's... God, I don't want to get it wrong, man, because we always get it wrong. Yeah, you reckon the captain's a killer? I think so too, but... The gang is wanted not only for their frequent thefts and break-ins, but for their exceptional brutal pirate career. Oh, I don't know now. I know, but that's what they want us to do, dude. They want us to be fixated on this guy. Every time we get fixated on someone, it's the wrong bloody thing. Maybe this one's just easier than we thought. Maybe it's just a really easy one and it was them. Simple as. Yeah, I understand that, Powers. I think we all get that, but How can we confirm it's him though? Yeah, I know. That's what I say. Why though? Right, let's go for it. I'm going with A as well. There's no conclusive evidence though it's him.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Oh.
You should have let me die. How can I live if Mary suffers?
I am sorry, Captain.
Case
Contact,
closed,
but there has
Powers.
been quite
Case
enough
closed.
death in this case. Inspector, I give you Sir Eustace's
All of them right
shirt.
so far,
He tried his
dudes.
best to perform his own justice.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yes, it was me. I confess.
Here is a piece of evidence that can be used in court.
Perfect. A case that went smoothly for once.
Yes. Boom, baby. Another win for us. Another one right. If you enjoyed that one, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Easy. Not bad. Look at that. We're so good.